I was doing the Jericho.
What's up, bros, hoes, friends, foes, saints, ain'ts, dots and knots, kings and queens, and everybody in between?
You know what?
It's a all new episode of the Three Amigos Podcast Show. I think it's time we gotta let it go. It's another love TKO. Vince let it go, so I think we should let it go, right? TKO, we'll be talking about that a little bit later. It's time to talk wrestling with the guys. It's time for an all-new episode of the Three Amigos Show Podcast.
Yeah,
Y'all can clap it up for yourself if y'all want to. Let's get into the intros as always. Oh, yay, we got a round of applause. Yes, I heard it. Who did that?
Not me.
Oh, yeah. So, all right, you do the round of applause. Doing production. As always, there's no shook hands in Brooklyn. If you don't know me, you will. If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense at all. The bottom line is always the dollar sign. I'm the intellectual savior to the masses, the brilliant, bright, always willing to fight, Brandon Thoughts. Let me get a round of applause. Get that nigga a round of applause. Secondly, hailing originally from the Lagos borough, Flatbush, he was once all in. He still might be double or nothing. We don't know. He's the meanest on the wheels of steel. He's the voice of the Turnbuckle Talk and the realest on the turntables. He is the Panamanian guy. He is the Mashout King. I have to give you Tony Chimmel today because I don't feel well. And last and certainly not least, he's hailing from the concrete jungle of Brooklyn, New York, standing at 6'4". He is lyrical, miracle, spiritual, criminal, minimal, bare minimum, aluminum bars. He got to spit something for us one day. He is the 10-time New York State Park Wrestling Champion. He is Big Daddy Cool Sour Diesel. Give that nigga a round of applause.
Big one, not the little one, you heard? You already know, ladies and gentlemen, we back at it.
It's time to chop it up and do some of the Turnbuckle Talk. What we got on the menu for the Turnbuckle Talk?
Yes, it is AEW. Okay, this is what we're talking about to start the show off today. First of all, gentlemen, it's always a pleasure to be with y'all.
What does what do AEW stand for?
We're gonna get to that. Because Brandon said, "I dare you to say that." So we're gonna get to that.
Yeah.
We're gonna get to that. But nonetheless, AEW. I mean, first and foremost, so I before we started, Brandon was talking about, in a certain group, they said we were trashing AEW, right? And listen, nobody more than me, on at least in this three, has been more of a champion for AEW at one point. Okay? Nobody. And I said at one point. Fix your face, Brandon.
That's fair.
Fix your face, Brandon.
That's fair.
So at one point. But one thing I can't ever accept is bad business. I just can't. I just cannot accept bad business. And I cannot accept pure stupidity. I just can't. It doesn't make sense. Okay?
It's asinine.
Yes. And this is why the first thing I want to talk about is the inflated numbers. Now, understand something. We get it. In this day and age, we are in a world where we have very little time, okay? And short attention spans. So people are not that much into watching a show fully for the entire show, right? Because we got things going on, we got our phones going on, whatever. But what we can count on is live attendance numbers. Okay, that we can always could count on. Unfortunately, AEW can't count on that. Okay, they can't account on live attendance numbers. All right, and I think it's time for Tony Khan to start deciding to go to smaller arenas. Okay, like we don't need to do Arthur Ashe Stadium where we could do NJ Pack. Okay, we could do NJ Pack.
Right.
All right, we could go smaller places where we don't have to give away the seats, right? Because this is sounding very, WCW-ish. Okay,
I told you.
We don't need to give away the tickets. All right, that's not, understand something. I get it. If they did, it's a very smart business move that they do not do live shows, outside of the television product, because they would definitely be hurting, like, tremendously.
You said that it wouldn't draw numbers.
It wouldn't draw any numbers. Listen, you might as well, like, I would rather see, D become the 11-time Park champion than sit in, than go to a live show.
And you get the best damn performance you've ever seen in your day.
I could imagine.
I want to see it too.
And let me tell you something. It's really messed up because there's a lot of ain't shit fans for AEW that keep taking the pictures of their arena as shots. Stop doing that, okay? Stop doing that, guys. You're not helping. All right?
At all.
This is purpose why they don't put the WWE has actually cameramen that's in the crowd as well, right? Now, AEW on purpose just has the floor cameras. Let's leave it to that. Stop exposing the business. All right, fellas, I'll turn it to y'all. What do y'all think about this?
I would.
Go ahead.
When I heard about it, I was shocked because you told me it was over 80,000 people in the arena, and I believed you. And there's wrestling is on a high in demand right now, especially AEW. It's a new company. It's something new coming to overseas in the UK. It ain't WWE. So to see that another company aside from WWE can sell out in an event like that, it was tremendous. It was what would you say? Help me out here. I can't find a word. History in the making. History in the making for AEW. But, yeah, but then to go and lie about that history in the making.
It wasn't a lie. Don't do that.
It was an embellishment.
Exaggerate.
It was an embellishment.
To exaggerate that, like, come on, like, we understand that. We get it. You're not in the competition with WWE, but you're in the competition with WWE.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Well, I personally feel like as a company, it was a marketing thing, right? You want to say when you first went somewhere.
WWE's been doing that for years, by the way. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but if they can do it again and do it again and it becomes a recurrence, like they want to do the same thing with WWE. They want Backlash to possibly always be in Puerto Rico.
Okay, makes sense.
So based on what happened, so if they could do it in a reoccurrence, then I think it speaks more volume than your first time there embellishing the numbers. Now, let's not get it twiggedy twisted. WWE have embellished numbers too at times.
Absolutely.
So this is a part of the business. So I think it was more groundbreaking to have that number out there for them as an up and coming business. Now, can they repeat it? Can they three-peat it?
Well, you're absolutely right about this. Here's the thing. Unfortunately, I think that this was Wembley was a very bad example of what numbers could do, because wrestling hasn't happened on that scale in London in such a long time. Okay, so this wasn't fair for AEW neither. Okay, it just wasn't. It wasn't fair for AEW neither, because I think if you have a solid product and you bring it to, Europe, you're gonna pack out. If they did a stadium in South Africa, pack out. They did a stadium in India, pack out, right? Because the bottom line is they want the American product, no matter what. No matter how it's given, no matter how somebody presents it, they'll take that. However, I don't think AEW anticipates that coming back to America, that this would be going back to their regular crappy ass numbers. That's the problem.
No.
Now, this is a reflection of the product. This is a reflection of the product. People are not supporting the product because, yes, you this is a reflection. You need a better system of making it entertaining for people. Sour D, what's up, bro? What you got?
Yeah, I was saying that. Yeah, their records, they're declining in the domestically in attendance, which is crazy to me. And do you think it's like how you just said, like the support of the product? Is it because AEW has been slacking in the booking, or like all the bullshit that's been happening backstage as leading into the front street of the public eye? You know what I mean? So it's like a lot of things is over there is going wrong a little bit. You know what I mean? Like bad booking and their boss not knowing how to maintain his talent, and then losing CM Punk. You know what I mean? And then is it too like everybody's starting to see who Tony is? Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, yo, this guy's this guy's a bullshitter. This guy,
right?
You fooled us. Just like the past week, he changed the match,
and I think
all due to because of him wanting to please the online audience. You know how they go up there and put their opinions in, and no, we don't want to see that. We rather see this. We rather see who da 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 da. And he goes and listen to them and change it. Like what?
He's booking from the media.
Yeah, and it's like, bro, what are you doing?
I think if he was smart, if he did that and cultivated it in a good way, that would be smart. Because the one thing that AEW does that other promotions do not
Just listen to the fans.
do is they listen to fans and may be a help because there's only one person at the helm when it comes. There's a committee, there's writers, you understand what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
But the thing is that not to cut you, AEW booked themselves into a hole because if you're gonna have the EVPs, and telling you exactly what to do, and yes, the envious, vengeful pussies. If you're gonna have them, book you into a corner.
You said it.
How he said pussies? Say it again.
Pussies.
Pussies.
What are they called?
Envious, vengeful pussies. The EVPs. Okay. Make sure we put the explicit on the video when we upload it. No, when you have them telling you how to run the product, you always going to be in a problem. You always going to be in a problem because here's the thing: they're booking themselves, as we've seen in the past. The wrestler cannot book their own stuff. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Brandon.
Okay, so if let's say a freak accident happened, God forbid, a car accident, and the EVPs are in it, they live, they survive, they can't no longer rest. They're now because they're no.
They're what?
Do you think that they would do the bookings better?
Yes.
If they weren't in-ring talent? They're just in the back doing the creative, coming up with storylines. They're not really in the ring because the booking wasn't all that good when they were suspended. So I don't feel like.
Well, the booking,
they're not all.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but the booking's not any better.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, the booking's not any better. I think again, everybody don't have the mind to book. You know what I'm saying? Everybody does not have the mind to sit there and say, okay, let me, write a whole 2-hour program. They don't have that. So at the end of the day, these dudes come from indie world. They were writing for HOG. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say it like that, but that's where they come from. They didn't come from, large companies that had writers.
HOG.
But I'm using that as an example. You know what I'm saying? They didn't come from those type of product where it's a WWE, a Impact Wrestling, or whatever. They came from the indies. So they doing the best they can under the circumstance. And Tony Khan, because when he heard from the marks that these guys were top guys, he had to get them in any way, shape, or form. Hence, he gave them the EVP job. That's why he gave that to them. Because think of it like this: in the history of pro wrestling, let's be real. In the history of pro wrestling, how many wrestlers were active wrestlers, and actually on the executive board of the company? I'll wait.
I want to say Triple H.
Yeah, well, or wait, because I don't know that.
It was nobody. It wasn't Hunter. Because Hunter, remember, Hunter wasn't an executive till after he became.
Yeah, you're right.
So you like the young people say today, make this make sense. So how are you actively being an active wrestler and then also being the boss? That doesn't make sense, because automatically that's a conflict of interest. You're going to have favorites.
Vince McMahon did it. Mr. McMahon did it.
Well, Mr. McMahon only
did it.
Mr. McMahon only became, well, they weren't full-time wrestlers. They weren't full-time. They were feature attractions. And the thing was that they had storylines that made sense.
These, what you call them, the avengeful pussies, they not fucking full-time wrestlers either. They don't. Sometimes they on the show and sometimes they not, honestly. Especially Ooze and Noodles. That nigga is barely on the show.
I'm waiting to see when
he's always on the big ticket shows.
I'm waiting to see when the Cucamonga Kids is not on the show. I'm waiting to see when freaking Frack is not on the show. Okay?
Them niggas that wear the fake Jordans. That's the
exactly.
So, I don't know.
How you wear fake Jordans and streamers? Like it gotta be one of the orders. It gotta be one of the other. You can't wear fake Jordans.
Rep yourself.
You know what I'm saying?
Pick something, niggas.
And who the hell is from Rancho Cucamonga, California? That was something like
Jade.
Yeah, that was
Jade.
Yeah, I never knew Rancho Cucamonga, California.
It's real.
No more
doors.
Also, so AEW now was told by the network executives that they need more pay-per-views. So now AEW have a pay-per-view that's coming up, October the 1st. So this is something different for them because they were going straight into Full Gear. To be honest with you, I don't have the name of the October 1st pay-per-view, but
it's a weird name.
I would only assume they were going into Full Gear. So now they have to rewrite the product because now there's a stop before Full Gear.
Exactly.
And it doesn't make any sense to me because it looks like they're just trying to cater to, the powers that be. Remember those lines from back in the day. They have to cater to the powers that be. because there's no reason that now they have to switch everything up. Not to mention, they still have a world title match this Wednesday at Arthur Ashe Stadium. So I mean, I don't understand. 2 weeks away from the next pay-per-view, you have a world title match with Samoa Joe and MJF, and what have you. And then after, now I don't know how they're going to make this work, because now you got Adam Cole in the mix, because Adam Cole's going to sit here and they like Joe choked out Adam Cole on the show, and then he first he choked out Adam Cole's mans, but then MJF did a video of, behind the scenes of whatever
doing the Scott Steiner
yeah.
the numbers.
It's so confusing. It's so confusing. But I said all that to say AEW's adding an extra pay-per-view. Jeez, what's up?
This is gonna come back to bite them in the ass, because they're not good with multitasking, right? You see how long it takes them to set up a card from 2 months in advance, right? So how they gonna go and do that on a month-to-month basis?
It's not gonna work.
I don't see it happening.
I don't see it working.
And then even if they do that, right, it's going to be longer. Their long stories is going to be a longer storytelling program, because now you're going to see MJF and Adam Cole for like the next 5 months, because now you got like 5 months of pay-per-views. It's not like within those 5 months you had those 2 pay-per-views. So I don't think they're going to keep up. It's gonna be stressful for them, the writers. I don't know.
I agree with you. Brandon, thoughts? What's up?
The pay-per-view is called Wrestle Dream. That's one. And two, I agree they're not good with multitasking, and I feel like they're not doing good with 3 to 4 shows, let alone adding more pay-per-views. Once again, they have the talent. There's people there. This is the time to develop. Why don't you make Wrestle Dream the build-up for up-and-coming wrestlers?
Okay.
And then leave for full gear. Do you understand what I'm saying? Build
right.
up
That would
Ricky Starks stealing the title from what's that nigga named Dean Ambrose. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, let that be the main event for Wrestle Dream. It don't have to be Samoa Joe, MJF, Adam Cole, Roderick, or let it be an Adam Cole, Roderick Strong shit.
Right.
Like, that's something you can do in time. Samoa Joe, MJF, or Adam Cole.
Is the Wrestle Dream just a straight AEW only event?
That's just how I feel about that.
I think.
Is there a straight? Is it a
mix with Ring of Honor?
Well, I think so. I think so, because you would have.
He is in Seattle, Washington. It's called AEW Wrestle Dream. It takes place in Seattle, Washington, at the Climate Pledge Arena, which is why they're doing a lot of Shane Strickland, Swerve Scott,
and Bryan Danielson.
Yeah, Darby Allin.
And to add on to them having more events, you got to think about
what's the new little.
Damn.
I think Brandon Freeze. Yeah.
About the what?
Okay. No, your screen froze. Right, now you're back. Okay. All right. So I got one more thing I want to talk about with AEW. And this one's fucked up.
Go ahead.
This one's fucked up. I want to talk about Sonny Kiss for a second. So I have to talk about this. I just do. Okay. Now, I do. Stop. All right. Stop. I have to fucking talk about this.
To know. All right, but go ahead. Go on.
Thank you. So quietly, Sonny Kiss was released. Okay, quietly.
It wasn't quiet. It wasn't that quiet.
It was quiet. It was quiet for him.
I think it's all out there. I think it's all.
Yeah, I think it was very flamboyant.
Sonny Kiss put it out there. Tony Khan didn't put it out there. Okay, Sonny Kiss put it out there. And I just want to say this. Okay, they hired Sonny Kiss. And Sonny Kiss was from the Indies. They brought him in. They knew he was an LGBTQ wrestler. They knew that he's very androgynistic in the way he presents his character. Now, he was on, the original tapings of Dynamite, and he actually had a match against Kenny Omega at one. I think that was his last match, if I'm not mistaken, on Dynamite. After everything was said and done, they hired new wrestlers. They brought more people in. The product got, they hiring, more ex-WWE guys, and they're filling the show up. Now, this is fucked up, okay? Because Tony, put him on AEW Dark. Tony put him on Rampage. Then he didn't put him on Rampage.
With all the other black wrestlers.
Exactly.
Put him a part of a faction.
With Nyla Rose.
I listened to his interview on Busted Open Radio, not promoting them. And, so I listened.
I'm sorry.
I just had to get that word out. And so I'm listening.
Go ahead. It was on Busted Open Radio.
I'm not saying it again. And so I listened, and he said that he begged Tony to be on TV. He said he begged him. Yeah, he said he begged him. For the past few weeks, he begged him.
Now, why would that person... So, basically, his
Sorry, I used the wrong vernacular. Person. Thank you, Brandon. Thoughts.
So, their release was an agreement between AEW and Sonny Kiss because Sonny...
There was no damn agreement, Random Thoughts. There was
so
no
what agreement. It was, we ain't using you.
There was an agreement there. Random Thought, there was an agreement there. Random Thought, there was an agreement there. The agreement was everyone agreed.
Where the good Lord split you.
Exactly. There was an agreement there, Brandon Thought. The only agreement was everybody but Sonny Kiss agreed that Sonny Kiss should not be working for the company. That was the only agreement that happened at that time.
I know. I was waiting for the
why that person would dignify themselves, like, to be begging to be on TV. Like, you can tell when I'm not a wrestler, but I feel like you can tell when you're not being used or you're not appreciated as booked other places. So I don't understand, were you the type of person that was complacent and waiting around thinking that you were showing your loyalty to a company that was never going to invest in you? Or were they feeding you small little sonic rings and made you feel like maybe one day you'll be...
I mean, he probably thought he was gonna be like the Nyla. I mean,
TPS shit.
they thought they was gonna be the Nets Nyla Rose of their division. They seen Nyla Rose had some type of push, so they thought that could be for them.
And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But don't play with this person's emotions. Okay? Don't play with his. Tell him the truth, Tony.
Well, I don't see how we put Nyla Rose with. Listen, we don't creatively. My mind can't focus and wrap my head around it. We got you because we was trying to be the company that was different, and he doesn't know how to market someone like a Sonny Kiss or see Nyla Rose came her. You understand what I'm saying? Then you add Vicky Guerrero. You put these different layers. You know, she was the champion. So you have these different layers. Sonny Kiss didn't have that buildup at all. There was like, oh, already in the ring, a match here, wrestle Kenny Omega. That's about it.
But Brandon thought that's fucked up, Brandon thought.
This is your company that you believe in.
I do. That's why I want to do good business.
You're the one out here with the AEW championship.
You damn right, brother. You damn right, brother. Absolutely. But the fact is that, you know, the fact is that they need to do better business. Why you want to play with Sonny Kiss like this? Okay, why are you going to play with Sonny Kiss like this? Okay,
do you
making Sonny kiss my ass? That's what they said. Sonny kiss my ass.
Would you, if Tony Khan called you tomorrow and asked you to come aboard as a business person or something like that, would you do it?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. I would do it only for the sheer fact I want to help them win. I mean, succeed, not win. It's not about win. It's about succeed. Okay. You know, but Tony Khan going to hate me. I'm going to fire off the half.
You want to take down the WWE?
I do not. I think there's more than enough room for everybody. You know, I think that Tony Khan going to hate me because I'm going to be just like TKO and lay off everybody. Okay, we're going to start from scratch. The difference is TKO starting with the internal staff. I'm starting with the roster. That's the difference. Okay.
All that money, you're going to have them tied up in lawsuits with them contracts.
As a creative writer.
What I'm doing is you getting a layoff, right? Because I'm not firing you. I'm just telling you right now I don't have nothing for you. That's it. I don't have nothing for you. You know what I'm saying? You guys gonna have to wait. We're gonna rewrite the entire show. We're gonna rewrite the product, but we don't have anything for you right now. Relax, all right? Just take it as you're sitting home getting a check doing nothing. And then after when it's time, we bring you in. But the thing is that like all storylines should be suspended at this point and restarted. Because the fact is that let me tell you something. I had more people at the Midwood High School graduation than Tony Khan has inside the arena. So the fact is that you know they need to rewrite the entire product. Like just start all over. Throw the script out, start all over from scratch. You know what I'm saying? But
you can't do that because the 25 people that are showing up are showing up in their Orange Cassidy get up, their Darby Allin paint face, and whatever it is, they're fans of who they're fans of right now. But you understand what I'm saying?
But B, get this. Them 25 people ain't sitting there helping to make the payroll. Okay? We need to start this show over from scratch. Every show needs, like it's time to suspend all the titles. Okay? Start new championships, new rivalries, everything like that, and start the show from scratch. Because what's going to end up happening is that, and I don't want to put my mouth all over it and pause and cast a shadow, right? But what I want to say is what's going to end up happening is that eventually Tony Khan's father is going to say, we need to start making money here. Okay.
You always say that.
Yes, he is going to say that because what billionaire is want to throw money into a failing product? You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't make any sense. If it like Like Brandon thought, one of your classic lines: "If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense."
Don't
Is
make
that
sense.
true? Okay,
that's true.
So the fact is that if it's not making dollars, what are we doing?
But they're
what is
getting
it?
TV deals and getting asked for more pay per
so
view. So is that a measure of success?
They're getting TV deals because of who they are.
Mm-hmm.
They're going off the word. Because think of it like this: the Khan family are not a wrestling family. They're not the McMahons. They're not the Crockett's. They're not the Gagne family. They're not the Von Erichs. They're not a legendary wrestling family that's been in the business for years. So when they got their TV deals, that was just based upon the name Khans. Okay? And that's just what and they already own the Jaguars plus the rugby team plus the soccer team. So at the end of the day, that's what they got their TV deal off of. It's certainly not off of the knowledge they have in professional wrestling. Because realistically speaking, if you want to really be true about this, frankly, if they didn't have the money, they would not be able to start the company. Because as we learned with Dixie Carter, who we thought papers was very long, okay, once Daddy sees ain't no money coming in, they shutting down. Okay, Tony Khan pick up the phone and call Dixie.
Nobody named Dixie got long money. I don't think nobody named Dixie got long money. Nobody.
No, remember Dixie Carter family. Listen,
Go ahead.
Anyhow.
You was already going.
Dixie Carter's Tony Khan. Listen, I can't even fucking talk now.
We went from Sonny Kiss on the Busted Open to Dixie Carter. Go ahead.
Listen, I can't even. Listen, bottom line is, the bottom line is that they need money coming in. I'm too through with the Turnbuckle Talk. That's all I got.
And we still in the first hour. As we take a pull of a nice Cubano, I hope, cigar, and that Sour D's choke. I think that's the appropriate time to open up. You sure that's all you want? Because then you want to talk about the rules of mergers and TKO.
Well, I was gonna wait till when we get into releases and stuff like that.
All right. So with that being said, as I said, maybe it's time to open up the smoking section. Sour D's, what you got for us for the smoking section?
Whoa. Yeah. So still on the topic of AEW, we want to talk about Yo, stop. So we still want to stay on the topic of AEW, the top star leaving. We all know it's been the talks of all over the internet. Jade Cargill is leaving AEW and is going to WWE. And she is expected to be at the Performance Center sometime throughout the week. We don't know. And this is another this will be the second acquisition from AEW.
Major.
First being Cody Rhodes. Now it will be Jade Cargill.
Actually, the third. Remember, Brian Pillman Jr.
Brian Pillman Jr. Sorry. So, excuse me, folks. This will be the third. So, let's open it up. Open it up.
And there's more to come. The forbidden door is no longer.
Yeah, so Jade Cargill, oh my gosh, this is a good pickup, and we seen she had her last match on
Rampage.
That AEW Rampage when she lost to Chris Rhea Ripley
Statlander.
That she lost to her. That was a good match.
That match was fire though. I can't even front.
That match was
fire.
And I like she first of all she was on a hiatus. We didn't know what was going on with her, right?
Mm-hmm.
We didn't know she took some time off from when she lost the title to Chris Statlander. Then she comes back sometime ago, like last week on Dynamite, attacks attack Chris Statlander. I'm thinking, oh okay, she's back. She's back in AEW. So she was going to be there for a while. Then next thing you know, the rumors was out that she's heading to WWE. So what do y'all feel about that? What y'all think about that?
I felt like one, we've been talking about it on this show since season 1. So I'm looking forward to the endless possibility. We get Jade Cargill coming over the same time Nia Jax return. We have a Bianca on hiatus. Charlotte is looking like Riddle. This is a time to be had in the WWE. Like, what? I
Oh my
am
god.
excited. Book it right now. Have her come, run sack shit. She wins the Royal Rumble, and it's her and Bianca. And we get our second, or mostly all black women main event at WrestleMania night 1 or 2. I don't give a F in WWE ring. I want to see her with the trainers. I want to see her reach her full potential because now WWE TKO is about to become that bitch show.
Wow. Wow. Did you just cut a promo on this? I was just wondering. Like I was a fan. I was just sitting here as a fan, waiting. When you cut your promo, I'll buy a ticket to that show.
All right. You should write for her.
So here's the thing: I don't know what the hell is going on here. I don't know. Listen, you guys have more faith than me. I don't know what the hell is going on. I don't know if the woman is really going over. I don't know nothing at this point. I'm trying to be as optimistic as possible, but I just can't understand. Going back to AEW again, I literally cannot understand how did Tony let her out the contract like that. I'm just so
And
confused.
Her
not
contract is
to
up.
let her out the contract, but to have her go on and have the type of match she had her last match, had them chant and fight forever. So you just let her go out the door on a good match like that and gonna take that fight forever energy right into the doors of WWE. Once again, not a good business.
It's not. I just don't. I can only assume that. I can only assume, in all fairness, that she made the decision it was time for her to leave, and maybe because she thought she wasn't being used in the right capacity, so that's why she ended up deciding to leave. I think that her going to the WWE makes perfect sense because I think that her you guys know I'm very harsh on her wrestling skill. I am extremely harsh on it. Okay. And I think that the WWE would train her a lot better when it comes to her wrestling style. And she needs to be able to, you know, fine tune, her skill a little bit. So that's why I'm very happy she's going to the E because she's going to get the training from, from uh from the what is it, the performance center, excuse me. She's getting training
Mm-hmm.
from the performance center, so I think that she will actually be able to fine tune her wrestling style. So I'm all for that. I think it'll be very good because sometimes I cringe on some of her moves and things like that, but I think that for a woman her size, she moves extremely agile. I'll give her that. Okay, but I'm happy that she's moving to the E if it's really happening because we don't know nothing,
I
right?
mean,
And
her whole look says the E on it. Like I mean, we all knew that. We just didn't know it was gonna come this soon, right? And
no,
fantasy
The
booking,
storm was brewing. The storm.
The fantasy booking, man.
But like I said, it's where my confusion comes in. How do you let her go? When
because now you got Britt Baker going to his real face. Isn't that what you said? That Britt Baker is the face of the company.
Britt Baker is the face of the company.
So now she can go for the TBS title and become the first person. He feels like he didn't need no dipped chocolate bunny. He gonna go and use the Great White Hope, Dr. Britt Baker.
Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. But no, I don't think
they want Adam Cole to have the title and Britt Baker to have a title that wasn't like the Owen and Hart titles at the same time. I feel like that's how
they're positioning it.
Would book.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, Dave, what you got?
So rumors is saying that some other AEW stars may be leaving, such as like, and this is just rumors, people. So you probably heard them. If you didn't, that's why I'm reporting it to you. So if it ain't true, don't kill me. It's just rumors. Ricky Starks. Rumors saying like Ricky Starks might leave AEW. What you think about that?
I call that. I think either season 1 or something. I definitely see the potential in Ricky Stark jumping. I think we will have maybe a small seed of people who may have always wanted to go to WWE. Like I said before on another show, everyone dreamed a part of the granddaddy of them all, WrestleMania, in one way, shape, or form or another. So these people, in order to say they're the best, they're the greatest, that's why people like Bryan Danielson and Jericho over there in AEW could talk that old nigga shit. I did all of this and did that because they've reached the pinnacle at WWE and has gone on to other promotions and reached pinnacles there too. So now it's time for people like Ricky Stark, MJF. They might even ask Big Cass to come on back. I don't know what he's gonna do, but I don't know. So that's how I feel about that. Mashout.
I'm a Ricky Stark fan. I'm a big fan of Ricky. I think that him going over makes perfect sense. I think that he's going to get used perfectly. I think that it's going to broaden his character a lot more. I think his promo game could be stepped up a little bit more. You guys know how I feel about that. So I think that him going to promo class at the WWE, will definitely help out, and it'll boost his character a lot more. So I'm all for him going over.
I want to see him in Ricochet. I want to see him in Grayson Waller, and I want to see him in Austin Theory. I want to see him in I want to see them go through something.
Oh yeah, Austin Theory would be good.
Yeah, I want to see that. I want to see them go back and forth. I was over here doing this with The Rock. You was over there fucking fighting for a storyline on Collision. Like, bring that kind of stuff up into the ring. That's something I would be highly interested in.
Absolutely.
Do y'all think is anybody that will go from the E to AEW, like in an Elias? Let's see, Dolph Ziggler, a Drew Gulak.
I see Edge.
Yeah, because they don't want to renew that contract.
Yeah, I think I see Edge going over because technically, what does he have left?
I mean, possibly because I hope, and I hope he's not waiting for another like a Royal Rumble surprise. We did that. Give that to a Jade Cargill, a Randy Orton, a new signee or something like that. I heard even whatchamacallit was thinking about coming over. What was it? Was his Osprey?
What? No, I don't think that.
He was. They interviewed him after All In, Wembley Stadium, and he was talking about like really what I was just talking about, fighting at a top pace at top companies, and they were basically asking him about, and he wouldn't really answer it. So to me, when they don't answer the questions, it's like, oh, okay, you might be in some sort of talks because he has a loose deal with AEW. He's really with New Japan.
And remember, there was a bidding war for him.
Mm-hmm.
So
and they didn't get him this time, but I think, last time, but they'll get him this time because I see that's why they're keeping AJ Styles and people like him and Finn Balor. So when those international people cross over, this is who they can interrupt. This is who, while they cutting a promo in the ring, they could be making their debut, and it really shakes the wrestling world because now you bring in the indie. But go ahead, go with the other stuff. But I look forward to it.
Yeah, I mean,
Mashout?
Oh, I was just gonna say, if Will Ospreay come over, I'll be hype. I'll be hype about that.
Yeah, we can finally see him and Seth Rollins go at it.
Yeah,
they finally put that shit.
I would like to see that at.
Yeah, let's talk about. Welcome back, Nia Jax. Nia Jax made her return. Nia Jax made her return this past week on Monday Night Raw. What you think about that? No. And let's not forget that was on the last night of the McMahons owning WWE.
Yes. I wasn't a fan of that. I'm not a Nia Jax guy. I'm just not. Big Show's little sister. I am not a fan.
Oh shit! Yo.
I'm not a fan of hers at all. I'm just not. I could do without her. All due respect to her, to the family lineage, I could do without her.
Nia Jax. It's not it all. Hopefully she won't be botchy. She won't be botchy this time around.
She will be. It's her style, but it'll be with a purpose this time because she's menacing. Anybody who's ever been to a WWE live event with me and Nia Jax is there knows that I love Nia Jax. It's not just her lineage. I kind of look at her a little bit different and outside. But I got excited because I really feel we think it's an implosion of the bloodline, and I feel like it's a wolf pack thing happening with the bloodline. Because now you got Nia Jax in main event, old tie-in thing with Solo and Jimmy and all of that on SmackDown. And wow, the Judgment Day, who's trying to be this, dominating faction because we think the bloodline is dissipating. They keeping the story fresh because they have the undisputed tag title. So I'm happy Nia Jax is back. I'm so happy she's back. Like we got some real women that could be challenges for people like Rhea Ripley and Charlotte and Raquel Gonzalez, and the Raw roster is looking real spiffy.
right? Because we're gonna have a lot of plus size women, big women, as in tall women. Um, what you call like Amazonic women. You know what I mean? Because
You
now
almost sounded
they was like,
T when you said that.
because they were saying with Jade Cargill, like, should she come, if she do come to WWE, should she go straight to the main roster or go to NXT?
No, I
I
think she
thought
should
the
be.
plans was for her to go to the performance center, but she would be
Yeah,
working the main.
I mean, of course you won't go to the performance center. 'Cause I feel like performance center is like the tryout. They see what you got, see what you can do, and then I guess they base it
and
from there.
improving how to work.
But, yeah, but
I think she's
like
gonna do
if she
good, but I
do,
think she should be on SmackDown.
should she go? I think she should go straight to the main roster.
Me too. I think she
Yeah,
should go to
like
SmackDown.
with
I
something
think
like
she
that, like a buzz like that, you don't send it to the NXT. You gotta bring it. You gotta bring it to the main roster. That's
not
what
unless you do
I feel like.
NXT for like 6 months because they want to make it the third brand, so you have it basically her is on her shoulders as one of the main women, and then you shoot her up in enough time for the Rumble to the main roster. Because we still got
I don't know.
a few months before.
I don't know. I just don't want to. I don't want to look at Jade Cargill every week in a Full Sail arena and on no fucking NXT. Because I'm tired of seeing that shit. Like I
Yeah,
like
yeah, but
NXT, but I'm tired of seeing them in that damn arena. They need to.
go on tour.
Yeah,
Yeah, they need to travel somewhere because
but they said that's what they're doing. They said they're
I,
gonna.
I hope so. I hope so. Which leads to the next thing too. Um, I don't know if we spoke about this last. Did we speak about this last week with now WWE talking about they want to have like different weight classes and
No, this is all new stuff.
oh
No,
yeah,
because that came out after we recorded.
yeah. So now with this new era of the WWE TKO whatever, um there are plans and talks for new titles, and they're gonna have new divisions of like different weight classes. Like what weight classes are we looking at? Like light heavyweight, cruiserweight division again. I don't want to see that. I would like to see a light heavyweight division though. Maybe the European division now that we have all these new European talents. That would be dope. European title, right? Maybe
But is that a weight class? That's just like.
I mean, oh yeah, it's not.
Well, you know what? They do a lot of
I
titles
mean, it's not a
now,
weight class, but
especially now
I said it's not a weight class, but also I said new titles too. They supposed to be bringing
to create a division.
new
I
titles.
could see
Yeah,
that.
they're gonna have new tag titles for Raw
Thank
and
God.
SmackDown.
Thank God. I'm so
Thank God.
sick of those
Thank
nickels.
God.
Yeah, and it's not going to be called the Raw titles and the SmackDown titles. It's not going to be
It's
called that.
just the
It's going to be
undisputed
called the
tag team.
no, it's going to be called world the World Tag Team Champions and the Heavyweight Tag Team Champions, something like that. It's
Um,
not
have,
word.
have you seen also that the women's that now there's going to be a women's heavyweight title, and now it's going to be the WWE Women's Champion and the women's heavyweight title that was also in the belt realignments.
I did see
That
that too.
that
But
been
is
that.
that a mid card?
No, the women's titles have been that way. They've been. You don't remember what? They've been said that. Oh, my bugging.
No,
They
that's
been
new.
said what?
That the one that the title that Rhea is holding is the I think it's the heavyweight, is the women's heavyweight title.
That's the world champion, right? Rhea's belt, and Io's is
the WWE
the
championship,
women's champion. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. All right, but yeah, they're gonna have these.
But Mashout, you're saying it's a
Yeah, what you were saying?
No, I was saying that one is going to be the heavyweight championship, and the other one's going to be the WWE championship for women. So
but that makes sense.
Yeah,
that makes sense because if we have people like getting ripped and big, Charlotte, Bianca Belair, those are people who can be the heavyweight.
Oh, okay,
champion, since that they're introducing weight classes, so I can see where.
Okay, I see what you're saying now.
Yeah,
even
though I don't know if that would be considered offensive, but I mean, Piper Niven.
Yeah, she could be the heavyweight champion. Like, that would be dope.
You can have the girls like Shotzi, Asuka, Liv Morgan, and Bailey and Dakota Kai when she comes back, and Tiffany Stratton when she comes up, kind of.
Get also too with them creating like new like doing like weight classes and having new titles. I don't want that to take away from like the titles that matter, like the Intercontinental title and the U.S. title. Even though the U.S. title didn't matter since had it.
So speaking of,
Austin Theory had it. I think that's like a nasty run.
I think it's smart because, right, one, it gives you, the writers and everybody, a structure to write something in, right? And then two, it gives you, for these different premium live events, like the point I was making about AEW, like it can be the Intercontinental Champion or the United States Champion that's headlining the premium live event, or headlining Raw or Smack, WrestleMania at the Big Four, the Big Five, Money in the Bank, Royal Rumble, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So those for like, if Roman gets it and he, as he has it and he's away, these other belts start to come into play, including, didn't they say a trios shit too?
Yeah, but like they're gonna have a trio title. But like, what? I ain't trying to see no damn the junior heavyweight division and the light heavyweight division. That's gonna be a lot.
Well, I think
we kind of had it in a way when it was the lightweight champion, the European champion, the Intercontinental champion. Then they brought over the United States champion with the WCW belt. Then the
European championship, everybody had it. I ain't like when they. I just thought only the Europeans was gonna have it. So like when Bulldog had it, to me, that's when it meant something.
Mm-hmm.
Brown, you ain't from Europe.
That's why Shawn Michaels
I want to see you with that.
Took it. That's why he took it, and he took it in his hometown.
Damn.
Heel move.
I'm out the shit on D'Lo Brown to praise Shawn Michaels. When Shawn Michaels had it, he was the man. Yeah, but you frozen.
But remember, D'Lo was acting like, because he was the European champion. Remember, he took the belt on tour all throughout Europe, so that made him.
Oh yeah, he did, man.
Somewhat European. Yeah. So they legitimized it. So
D'Lo Brown was the first niggas in Paris.
Yeah. Yep. Nigga-ish in Paris. Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's go on since we're going over there. I'm gonna go to the final one. Let's give it up to the man, Becky Lynch, becoming the Grand Slam champion. She just became the Grand Slam champion by defeating Tiffany Stratton on NXT to becoming the NXT Women's Champion. Congratulations.
I'm not clapping.
My girl Becky Lynch.
I'm not clapping.
Becky Lynch.
I'm not clapping.
So D-Lo didn't get around.
Clap.
Mrs. Visionary.
Get
Let's shout out to Mrs. Visionary. Come on, I gotta say the rest.
To her for going down to NXT and winning the title off of Tiffany Stratton. Wow,
let me tell you something. First of all, that was please. Like that was Ray Charles could have seen that coming. I mean, like, really, you're gonna have Becky Lynch, the man, go down to NXT and she wouldn't win. Come on, there was listen, please, okay.
When she won a title, when she won a title, it was so fake. She would win the title.
First of all, they saw her first match, her matches she was having with Zoe Stark, and they said, it ain't Zoe Stark, it's you, nigga. By making you win the belt. Or maybe she wanted a lesser schedule. She want to work on Tuesday so she could be there for Rue, take care of the baby. Sometimes that be the case.
I believe that because there was to me, I don't know what was the purpose of having her go in as the champion. I thought there was gonna be like a plot twist to the thing, and she won. So you got to give it to her, right? I mean,
Well, breaking news about that. Rumor has it, and you ain't hear this from me.
Who else will hear?
You ain't one to gossip.
Who else will
I
ain't want to gossip. But they're gonna be moving NXT that to Wednesday.
What?
Oh.
And
the wars.
I already said this. I said this already. This is not a scoop.
Episodes.
This is not a scoop.
Listen,
okay?
I don't.
This is not a scoop. I said this already.
It's a scoop like ice cream. Okay.
Listen. This is. You're not going to win no Pulitzer Prize for that news story. Okay. I already said this.
I'm just letting you know. I got that from my sources.
Well, your sources watch the show because I said this. All right.
Just letting you know. You heard it.
I told you they want to recompete again with AEW
because of the failureship that is going on down there in AE. Awful.
Tony needed to call Tony.
With
Tony,
pick what is it with the evangelistic pussies?
Yeah, the envious, vengeful pussies.
Oh yeah.
Call me, Tony. Yeah. I'm ready. Okay. I'm ready to step in. Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to fire half the roster. Okay, I am absolutely ready. All right, and I will come and I will help you.
Who you firing first?
Oh, come on. Listen. All the Japanese wrestlers, I can't pronounce their name. They all got to go.
What?
Every one of them,
How many Japanese wrestlers are there?
There's like 19 of them. I like, all them dudes that I don't know. They no offense to the Japanese, I love y'all. And like Donald Trump would say, nobody.
They back there listening. Never mind.
Yeah, what I'm saying is exactly.
Tanosuke Kaneshka.
All those wrestlers, they gotta go. They gotta go.
The first women's champion, Riho.
Yeah,
you want to make AEW All American Wrestling.
And also you have to rebrand the company. that, you have to rebrand the company that the four pillars, with the exception of Jack Perry, actually is at the forefront of the company. You cannot keep having WWE talent.
Well, Darby Allin said there's more than four pillars of the company.
No, but understand something. But D, look at it like this right now, which is very not making too much sense. Okay, you have former WWE guys, the top guys in the show. That shouldn't be a thing, because if you are trying to be different, you should not be relying on the competition's X talent. Okay, you should be using the talent you have that you built. People like Orange Cassidy, people like Sammy Guevara, people like MJF, people like Darby Allin, all people that we did not know that you turned them into actual stars. Those should be at the forefront of the company. Okay, not Adam Cole, not Samoa Joe, not John Moxley, not Cesaro. I can't pronounce his real name. Not Miro. Not these people should be they should be ancillary to your top talent, because those are the people that you signed thinking they were going to take the company into the future. Those are the people you need to build. Not all these people from WWE. You need to go with the talent you have, build them up. Okay, stop firing people like Sonny Kiss, because now you don't know what to do with them. All right, use the people in the right manner, and you'll have a great product.
You know what Tony thought? Tony thought he was going to get himself another Hogan, Hall, and Nash.
Of course.
That's what he thought. He thought he was going to be the Eric Bischoff. But he's that to the EVPs.
But that doesn't make sense, though, dude. That don't make any sense. Why? First of all, okay, let's talk to EVPs for a second. You got these
the evangelistic pussies. Go
ahead. You got evangelistic, envious.
Oh, yeah.
Lost my train of thought. Yeah, you got these three guys that, realistically speaking, they brought in all their friends. All their friends are working for the company. So that's like you got signed to AEW. You brought every one of your mans into AEW.
Okay? We in here. The whole hood here.
And you making sure everybody's paid lovely.
Remember Tony from the block? You want a job? Yeah,
exactly.
You want to sit behind the screen with me? You want to direct? Come on.
Exactly.
It's AEW. We letting everybody in. Leave the door open. My bad. Go ahead.
And what it's reflecting is, because you don't have a wrestling company there right now, you just have people doing wrestling. Okay, there's a big difference. People doing wrestling versus having a wrestling company. So when I say people are doing wrestling, there's no one writing the product in the right way. There should be a group of people that's sitting together saying, this is how we're going to build these characters. This is how we're going to, we're going to broaden the company out. This is what we're going to do in terms of long-term booking. This is how we're going to get all the way next year to All Out. This is how we're going to get to, I can't remember the Memorial Day pay-per-view. This is how we get to there. Their big one on Memorial Day. Is that Double or Nothing? I think it's Double or Nothing.
Double or Nothing, yeah.
So there should be booking strategies all the way to those times. It shouldn't be that we're sitting here, that Tony Khan's the only person writing the product. It shows. It really shows. And guess what? How are you writing the product and you have zero wrestling experience? So that doesn't make sense. You're lead writer. You are lead writer, lead booker, but you don't have any experience. So where does that leave us? It leaves us with low attendance numbers, poor television ratings, no sold out buyout rates for the pay-per-views. And then it's like, then now the guy that you fought to get, I'm going back to CM Punk, the guy you fought to get, you let him go.
And he's the fucking, and they call Tony Khan the Booker of the Year.
That was by the Wrestling Observer, and Dave Meltzer have his head up AEW's ass. He's not even being remotely reasonable. I just believe the company AEW needs, they just need an overhaul. I want them to succeed. I really do. I believe in them. I do believe we need competition. Okay. Every time the WWE faced adversity in terms of competition, they always did better. Okay. They always did better because they worked a lot harder. Now, if AEW was giving an actual product that gave WWE a run for the money, I guarantee you, even though the product is doing pretty well now with WWE, I guarantee you they would take it up another notch. Just because you haven't met Petty till you met Vince Kennedy McMahon. Okay, so he would figure out a way to take it up another notch. He would figure out a way to bring Mike Tyson back in again. Okay, and do something all over again just to decimate AEW. And by the way, speaking about AEW, they brought in Dennis Rodman, and I really don't know what was the purpose of that. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Dennis needed a check. Dennis is ruthless. He's not ruthless, but he's had such a pulverizing career.
He's trying to reinvent NWO.
Yep. This is what we kind of seeing, and I called it weeks ago when I said AEW is just another WCW, and this is why. It's not just the Collision Monday Nitro similarity. It's all of it. It's the way the booking is done. It's befriending the talent and booking it based on your friendship, and then you have a pool of super talented people, i.e. when Bischoff had Jericho, Benoit, Dean Malenko, Rey Mysterio, Eddie Guerrero, and wasn't using them.
Right. And Perry Saturn, don't forget him, unfortunately.
I forgot that nigga on purpose with the mop.
Yo, did y'all happen to see,
at one point?
Did y'all happen to see the PWI 500?
I was gonna bring that up when we were talking, but
no, I did not.
We didn't.
Oh, did you at least? Oh well, can I at least just tell you the top 10 right quick?
The first 3 is the Shield, right?
Yeah, the first 3 is the Shield. The first one is number 1 is Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins, yep.
2 is Roman Reigns. 3 is John Moxley. John Moxley. 4 is Gunther. 5 is El Hijo del Banquito.
Yeah, he's good. He was just at House of Glory.
7 is Kazuchika Okada.
See,
8 is Orange Cassidy. 9 is Josh Alexander. 10 is Cody Rhodes.
Damn, they gave Cody 10? Wow.
Yeah. 13 is Carmelo Hayes.
These niggas, let me tell you something about PWI. The Professional White Institute.
Here we go.
Numbers don't fucking matter. Okay? You see, I got on the Kofi and my Malcolm X's. I'm here with a purpose today.
They didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us.
That's the fuck right. And don't nobody give a fuck about their numbers. I'm surprised they put somebody with the last name Lopez as number 1.
Wesley is 66.
Speaking about
Damian Priest is 71.
Oh wow.
Finn Balor is 61.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
All the WWE people below. They only did Seth Rollins because he is from the Indies and
Edge came in at 50. Sheamus is 54. Rey Mysterio is 53.
Them niggas was just watching SmackDown one week and was like 54, 53, 69. Let's Google wrestlers and just press shuffle, and that's going to be the list.
Speaking about the name Lopez, it is also Spanish Heritage Month. So
yeah,
Dominic Mysterio's number is 94. Come on.
You said what?
Dirty Dom is 94. That is disrespectful. Just come out here and just slap me in the face with a dick. Because
so
this
you
is
know what they think they're doing, right? They think the ones who are
this is just disrespectful.
the ones who are sports entertainer is lower on the list, and the ones they consider professional wrestlers supposed to be higher on the list. That's what they think they're doing. That's why it's the PWI. But
you were saying that it's not Hispanic Heritage Month.
I'm saying it's not Spanish.
Because
It's
I was
the same damn thing.
It's not the same thing.
I was just in East Harlem earlier today. Down there on what block was it? Oh yeah, on 116th, East 116th, and 2nd Avenue. Had to pass through all the Mexican parade. Oh my gosh, it was just so fucking annoying. So damn annoying.
Yeah, they have it every year where they close the street, right? And they have the little performers.
Yeah. It was so
used to live
bad.
over
Everybody
there.
out there with the Rey Mysterio mask on. Just corn everywhere. I got me
with the cheese. That shit slap.
Yeah.
Also,
I got me some corn with cheese.
Also, today was the African American Day Parade as well in Harlem.
In Harlem, yes.
Yeah, that was that.
Harlem, stand up, Harlem.
Yes, it was.
Brandon, thought you had a good weekend too, right? You went to the Hip Hop 50 at
yes, I went to the
Friday.
Yes, I went to the Hip Hop 50 in Madison Square Garden. Dope show. I got to see my niggas, my Wu-Tang. Mostly all of them was there. Good show, bad production. Mary was dope. She brought out Scarlett, The Locks, Fabulous. I'm forgetting everybody. Tyrese introduced her. Maxwell came out. Coi Leray, French Montana. EPMD.
Yes.
Funk Flex was on the ones and twos. I'm forgetting some mountable amount of people, but it was an amazing, amazing concert to kick off the weekend. I felt like I was amongst people who said they were around when hip hop started and they were in the building. So I did respect my elders, but it was a great show. Mary J. Blige closed it out, and awesome show.
Were you yelling "Go Mary" when she started doing the dance?
Yeah. Oh, I started the chant. Let me tell you something. You never been with me to a live event. I start the chants. Okay? I started. So when I already heard the beat, I was already, go Mary, go Mary, go Mary. And then the audience followed. That's what happened.
That's what's up.
Like magic.
Was Mona Tejada there?
Yeah, well, Monet hair is red. She was blonde that night.
And also, congratulations to your son that also this weekend dominated the field.
Yes, sir. Shout out to the LBS Empire. You know what I mean? My son and his team, they won today.
That's what's
it was
up.
A good game. Good game.
You said what position he plays?
He's a tight end.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
Tight end.
The Sonny kiss on a busted open tight end. Yeah.
Sonny kissed my ass.
But nah, shout out to the young lion. He got good bloodline running in him, so he should be.
They 3-0 right now.
Ooh,
that's what's up. They down here dominating.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Listen, he might, come for that. He might be the champion in the family. So that's
he's
a big
gonna
deal.
add a trophy next to the 10 Park State champions that's at your house.
Yes.
You don't want to get the jackknife. Okay.
Then we would
Remember the rock? He's like, you, Big Diesel.
All All right. Wait, is that it for the smoking section?
Yeah.
That's it for the smoking. We're gonna go into the topic now.
Yo, you know what I wanted to bring up? I seen it somewhere. I don't know if this seen it. That it's possible that our good friend Velveteen Dream is seeking help by going to rehab.
Wow.
See that? I saw that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm happy about that.
Yeah, I'm happy about that also.
I'm happy about that.
I hope he
Maybe him and Sonny Kiss could be a team.
Don't do it.
No. You know, and you know what? No lie, I feel like Sonny Kiss is best to go to Impact, and he should be with
Me too.
he should be with Trinity.
Trinity, yeah.
He should be with Trinity.
Mm-hmm.
I can see him as the best friend of her, and then he betrays her.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Or she betrays them.
Yeah.
That'd be dope.
I mean, speaking of Jade Cargill leaving, I mean, it's only right because ain't they about to get Monet Mercedes?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
But it's gonna be horrible because she's gonna run through everybody within the first 6 months and have nothing to do like Britt Baker.
Well, that's what I'm saying. She's gonna keep going against Britt Baker.
And oh my gosh, like it's so crazy how what you call it, that team broke up so fast. The
NWO, the green NWO.
Yeah, what's the Out Bandits?
The Outcasters.
The Outlaws. Yeah. Outcast.
Yeah, them. Right now, Paige and Tony Storm they fighting. They gonna go for the she's putting her title up on the line, I think at Grand Slam.
Wow.
Interesting.
Okay. Before we move on to the topic real quick, I just want to touch on the TKO merger. You know,
this is now Mashout's
TKO
movement.
Random Thought said the other day, he said, I need you to put these people mind at ease about everything that's happening. And you know, I just want to say one thing, guys. You know, in the business world, what happens is that when a merger happens, unfortunately, people lose jobs because, for the most part, the internal staff, who is the corporate staff, they're the ones that are going to go first because some jobs are going to be duplicate. Because you have two companies merging together, some jobs are going to be duplicate. Whoever is usually making the least of the two is the one that stays. The more higher paid, they're the one that go. In this week alone, we lost over 100 employees from the WWE, but that's normal. That is a normal thing. I mean, obviously, no one wants to lose their job, but everybody expects with a merger, things are going to change, right? The things don't stay the same.
Hold on. Is it janitors, elevator operators? Like, what's who's released normally in a merger and this type of
the finance people, the HR department, the sales department, those the you know like B you know your background is in media, right? The best way to describe this is when Communist bought WBLS and also bought Hot 97.
Okay.
And so and then what ended up spitting out the merger? The Kiss FM, right? They end up closing Kiss FM. So for people that's listening, these are New York radio stations, just to educate people on what's happening here.
Welcome to New York.
So what happened is the merger happened. People lost jobs. People were no longer on Kiss FM anymore. People are no longer on WBLS anymore. It's just what it is. Unfortunately, when the mergers happen, this is how things plan out. Now, the one that kind of hit me as a surprise was the Dana Warrior one, but then again, I thought about it after and I said, okay, non-essential employees is who's going to go. Dana Warrior got the axe. But then Elias, they're not renewing his contract. So in the next few weeks, this is when we'll start seeing which wrestler is not getting a contract renewal, because you do definitely need to shorten the roster because the Endeavor paid $12.1 billion for the WWE in total. So they need to recoup their money fast. And the way to do it is by shortening salaries, right? Because obviously, if we could get rid of some people where we could start turning a profit, that would make the most sense.
So what I want to ask about is, we know that the Dudley Boys just signed a Hall of Fame contract, right? Like, does that affect, like, they're the newest employees. Normally, sometimes it's the newer employee or the one that's highest paid and new is who they'll try to get rid of to, complete with budget cuts. Do you think that something like, would it affect the Dudley Boys?
No, because that would have been something they already had discussed with Ari already, right? Any new signings would go with him. And also, they're not main roster talent that's going to be used on television. So they're mostly there to help build the talent and also to help promote the product, to be ambassador. Exactly. So I don't see those people going. I see the low on the totem pole wrestlers going. Because remember, the minimum you could make as a WWE wrestler, as a male WWE wrestler, is $250,000 a year. That's the minimum you can make. So if you remember now, if we get rid of 4 people, what's that? $1 million. Okay. So think of it like that. Now I'm not talking. Now some people are paid at higher amounts depending on how much they use on TV, if their product their merchandise sales, things of that nature. But for the most part, if you got rid of 8 people, that's $2 million. So if you want to look at it like that, as this is the part where a lot of wrestling fans don't understand, right? Like, oh, why are they letting people go and yada yada yada. You always got to think of bottom line. In 2020, when they did the 20 people that, they released more than 20 people, but when they released people, they were going through a global pandemic. They couldn't tour, okay? They couldn't. This merchandise wasn't selling like that. So what do you have to do? You had to ease up the roster, okay? Because that's just what it makes sense. You have to ease up the roster. If I get rid of, let's say, like I said, 4 people, that's $2 million. 8 people, that's $4 million, and so on and so forth. And think about it; it's just not 250,000 because that's just their salary. We're not talking about any benefits, anything like that entwines in that. But this also brings me to, there really should be a wrestling union. I always believe there should be. I always believe truly there needs to be a professional wrestling union because they're the only performers that are not unionized. And I truly believe there needs to be a professional wrestling union because, one, there needs to have something to happen to wrestlers that they get something when they retire. I know we're going off the rails a little bit, but
isn't it like the Hall of Fame, when they go into the Hall of Fame, is some sort of
no, it's nothing.
No,
it's nothing for them. If you didn't save your money in professional wrestling, you're assed out.
So
like
all them niggas with addictions.
Yeah, you're assed out. If you didn't save your bread, you are done. And then the question is, how do you survive the rest of your life? Because that's ultimately, why do you think a lot of these guys, a lot of them go get regular jobs after it's done? They get regular jobs, and that's fucked up. This is one of the main reasons why I have gripes with Vince McMahon, because you shouldn't use this person for all their worth while they're active, and then after, when they're done, you say fuck you and move on with your life. No, you should take care of these people. Much like I always say, hip hop needs a union. Professional wrestlers need a union, because when these people retire, you cannot forget their contribution to the business. Why are they going to eat fucking cat food for the rest of their life till they figure out their situation? All right, everybody is not lucky to go into actual acting. That's why we only have 3 major stars from professional wrestling in acting. Okay, but the fact remains is there needs to be something for them that they could live the rest of their life. You don't think so?
I agree. No, I agree. I just think that SAG is like a form of a union, and we see the writers and stuff fighting still for even more rights. So I think the union is a step in the right place, but I don't think it's the answer to end all be all, because it's what they call it, like job risk, right? Like high risk, because this is a very physical thing. In WWE, they go on tour. AEW, it's the few shows they have in a pay-per-view. With TNA, they have their recordings and spot dates, but then they're still in the indies. So who covers that? Like, if I'm a union, who covers that? I could see with a WWE contract based on your pay and a pension and a 401k,
Right.
shit like that. Yeah, but if they don't have that in their contract, then that's definitely something.
But that's something. I don't mean to cut you, but that's something that needs to be discussed, because at the end of the day, when these guys retire, they ain't shit else for them.
Right.
There's nothing else. Like look at what's the guy that got paralyzed by D'Lo Brown?
Draws.
Yeah, Draws.
Who
right?
passed away. Yeah.
God rest his soul. Draws. Now, thank God the WWE was paying for his aid.
Mm-hmm.
They will continue to pay for that. However, if let's say they didn't pay for that, what was he gonna do? What was he gonna do at that point? And that's the point that I make with professional wrestling. There needs to be some type of system that when these people retire, they get something, healthcare, money, residuals. I know they still get their checks for their merchandising. They get that for the rest of their life. But there needs to be something substantial because guess what? If you made me millions at one point in your life, you were the guy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm never gonna forget that. I'm never gonna forget that because you put money in my pocket. So when you leave, you should still get something.
That would be ideal and noble, but in this capitalistic society, that's not how the cookie comes.
Say it again, D.
I said, speaking, my brother.
Yeah, like it's what you gonna. I don't agree with it either. I think they should get. Yeah, like they should get PC or something like that. But I guess you getting your merch is like you getting your rights, sort of, in a way, and then that's where you see them at these WrestleCons and these.
Exactly.
They're picking up checks for sitting and signing autographs for however low amount of money because you're not relevant. Because unfortunately, the professional wrestling business is what have you done for me lately? So
it's what have you done for me today? Not even lately. So
yesterday.
Yeah.
More specifically. So that was it on the Mashout teachable moment.
Yes.
Okay, now we're going to transition and move on to the posing question that Sour Diesel posed in the group.
Yeah, Dave.
The question is, do you think out of the two, which was the best? The Yes Movement or KOFIMANIA? Which had which was the best moment? I say it was hard for me to pick, and I chose KOFIMANIA.
Okay.
Mashout.
I'm going to go with the Yes Movement.
So I have an intricate answer, right? So
I do too. I do too as well. Yeah.
I have an intricate answer, so I'm gonna get mine out the way, right? So with the Yes Movement, right? that was something that they were trying to push the return of a movie star, Batista, and the audience wasn't into that. They were trying to push Roman Reigns, and the audience wasn't into that. They wanted Daniel Bryan. So what they did was they played off of what wrestling fans thought the authority and the powers that be in WWE was trying to do to Daniel Bryan. And that's what made it so compelling to occupy. It made it feel like the fans made the authority switch and make it be a way that Daniel Bryan had to earn his way into the match and made WrestleMania 30 YesLMania. However, the impact of KOFIMANIA, like from his path of first coming in, people probably always thought Kofi was going to be United States Intercontinental Tag Team, which are all titles that he did accomplish and win in some of them multiple times. The way it felt, how it happened that he defeated Daniel Bryan, who went through something like this and now was a heel, seeing a black man, of course, and a black man, like, where's he from?
West Africa, Ghana.
Ghana, right.
Yep.
Like a Ghanaian world champion with dreads, brown skin, black. Kofi is on it. He has Royal Rumble moments, a future Hall of Famer for sure. Probably a first ballot when he do decide to go. So I felt like KOFIMANIA. We got MVP to return after that. Remember, MVP wasn't really back in WWE yet. Right. He was there and hanging out with, the wrestlers and him, crying and we all having a moment. It brought him back to wrestling. So I think my answer is definitely KOFIMANIA. It's in the record books.
I hear both of you. I respect your responses. I respectfully disagree with them. I think that yes, I respectfully disagree. I think that the Yes movement was more in my eyes. I think the Yes movement was more impactful than KOFIMANIA. And the only reason why I'm going to say that is this. They're still doing the Yes chants to today. So 2023. They're still doing Yes chants. Right now, KOFIMANIA's buzz died a little bit after him losing the WWE Championship. And in the way he lost it, I thought was disgraceful as well. I don't think it was fair to him. But, I don't believe that it was as impactful. I don't think the story was told well enough. I think that people wanted to see him do well. They wanted to see him become the WWE champion. I was definitely excited about that when he became the WWE champion. But I felt that the Yes movement was so much bigger, and it meant so much more at at WrestleMania 30, because you got to remember that was the night that Undertaker lost, to Brock Lesnar. That was a streak night.
Yeah, so you needed to take them home.
You needed to take them home and make them feel real good. And that's where I said that the Yes movement was so much more impactful, that people to this day remember it. They still go yes. So when sometimes when he speaks and things like that, Kofi Kingston went back into being Kofi Kingston. Okay, Daniel Bryan never left the character of who he was.
But that nigga never wrestled the same. How did he lose that belt when he won? He had to forfeit it because he was injured.
Correct.
Like a month or two fucking later. He's never been in the ring long enough to even have a real substantial career after that either. Because by then, he done worked his way all up Aberdeen Mountains and shit, wrestling all in New Japan and all of that, and injuring himself and not eating meat. So on the same token, I understand where you're coming from. And the yes is a Daniel Bryan thing. It came from the yes movement, but it's the thing like Hulk Hogan, just like you do this or you do the taunt. So it's the thing that you do. And yes, the yes movement started that. But
so
go ahead.
Go back to what I was saying. So, Kofi unfortunately went back to being Kofi, even though Daniel Bryan, like you stated, is injury prone. Kofi went back to being Kofi. His momentum burnt out. It didn't. It like honestly speaking, outside of you right now, D talking about this, I'd have totally forgot that there was a Kofi mania. Seriously, it just went. It came and went. There was plenty of people I think also that had great momentum going into Mania. I think that Kofi's story was told very well. I just think that it didn't last the test of time. I think after the moment was done, it was done. He went back to being, because remember now, this is the second time for Kofi. That was the second time. The first time back in 2009 when he had the rivalry with Randy Orton. And it was like stupid, and all that time, that was the first time that people were rallying behind Kofi Kingston, and we thought that he was going to get the push that he deserved. And whatever happened between him and Randy, he went right back down the totem pole. Now, outside of this, is the same thing could be said for, Big E. Didn't Big E have a big moment as well? Everybody, and right now everybody's rooting to see if Xavier Woods is going to become, the Intercontinental Champion. So, like I said, unfortunately, it just goes right back down. That's why I said the yes movement to me was bigger, because the stage it was on, because like I said, they had to tell the story very well, because no one knew the streak was going to end that night. So, so you had to, the pop, everything was so much bigger. And then I don't get me wrong, I was there. I almost I was there, but I almost cried for Kofi. I was really happy for him, right? Because I'm like, damn, this man been the company 15 years, and this is the first title reign he's ever gotten. I was for him.
Beautiful.
But I just thought, like, I just think when you brought up the topic, I said this was a no-brainer. The yes movement was more monumental in my eyes. I'm not saying I'm the be all the end all, but I said in my eyes, I think it was a bigger move.
Okay, I think you did a viable, good argument. But I'ma still stick with my Kofi, man.
No worries.
With that being said, you had anything else to say about it? Sorry.
No. I'm sorry.
Both of them was beautiful stories, being told, and seeing both of them where they came from. Like, remember Kofi Kingston came in it as like a fake Jamaican accent, you know what I mean, to becoming the world champion. And then we seen Daniel Bryan's story coming up from the Indies, going up to Tough Enough, NXT, thinking like he was too never not gonna make it. Like, he didn't look like none of us. He didn't, not us. He didn't look like none of the top stars, what a wrestler should look like. And then he get fired. And then he came, and then they rehired him. I remember the yes movement. Remember when when he won, he was like, Isn't that the same night when Batista threw him off the and Randy caught him with the RKO on his neck?
Yeah.
Isn't that's the same night, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I changed my mind. Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay to join the dark side.
Yeah.
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 I gotta switch it.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with mine. I'm definitely gonna stick with mine.
And it was I mean,
come on home, babe. That's all you gotta do. Just come join us.
No, because I feel
Kofi's title reign is like it's just like the rest of those other ones, like a Jinder Mahal, Jack Swagger, Dolph Ziggler.
Transitional champion.
Yeah, transitional. And I hated that they had to be him and Big E I hated that and they both lost to Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, but I think that's an agenda. But I still think because even Big E's story was tied into KOFIMANIA, and like as he said, Xavier Woods' story going after or wanting to be king, getting the title, is still a part of KOFIMANIA. So I think it's still telling the story. So that's why I'm gonna stick with mine. But nonetheless, we can agree to disagree. It is what it is. That's what we do here at the Three Amigos Podcast Show. We would like for y'all to comment and let us know what y'all think. The actual question was, what was the better baby face moment? Was it KOFIMANIA or the Yes Movement? We want to know what y'all think. Maybe if y'all right enough, we'll shout y'all out and read your comment on the show in an upcoming episode. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, share, do all that good stuff. All that. Instagram, all that. So it's the Three Amigos Podcast shows. Fellas, who is your wrestler of the week?
Good question for me. I'm gonna go with John Cena.
Motherfucker didn't wrestle.
I'm gonna go with John Cena. Big match, John. He's back. Look like on a full-time basis. I'm not a fan of John Cena, but I can say that him being back brings a little bit of nostalgia. And I'm happy to see what's gonna happen.
What about The Rock?
Listen, I'm happy. I think that's a one-off. I don't see him, unless he really going to truly come back and wrestle. I thought it was a one-off. I think he was amazing on Friday night. I watched that segment over, maybe about 4 times. But I think it was a one-off. I don't see him, depending on how long the writer's strike is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sour D's, your wrestler of the week.
With everybody saying L.A. Knight. Yeah.
Okay. I think that was mine last week. My wrestler of the week this week is going to be Jade Cargill for letting me be able to watch fucking Rampage because I wasn't watching it. But I saw she had a match with Chris Statlander, and it was a very, very good match. I think Tony Khan is an idiot for letting her go, but I'm so happy once again to see her come over to the company where she will be nourished and she will be cherished and she will become a major star. She'll play Storm in a movie or something because of her exposure in the WWE. So my wrestler of the week is once again Jade Cargill.
She would be a great Storm.
And she can rain on me.
Okay. So is this
y'all last remarks before I give a random thought? I had something stuck in my throat. That's what.
Okay. I'll take this one. One, thank you guys each and every week for watching our show. I'm always excited to do the show with these two gentlemen. I want to send a big happy birthday shout out to one of the greatest rappers of all time, Nas.
Yes,
okay.
Nas Jones.
Also, rest in peace to Irish Grinstead of 702, another one of my favorite R&B groups. And really that's about it, right? Another show in the bag. All right, take it away, fellas.
Sour D's, your last or final words for the week?
Oh man, fucking allergies is starting to kick in, man. It's, get you some clarity and all them other things. Because I think I'm gonna need to get me some of those, and that's the only thing I got to say about that. And I want to welcome Jade Cargill to the WWE.
We don't know this to be the fact.
Welcome.
We don't know this.
And you know where that comes from? rumors and stuff, people talking about shit, sometimes what they know about or what they don't know about. And that leads me into the random thought. Be careful who you trust. If someone will discuss others with you, they will discuss you with others. Be careful who you vent to. Remember, vents blow into other rooms. That's the Random Thoughts, and I have Random Thoughts randomly. Thank y'all for listening to another all new or tuning in to an all new episode of the Three Amigos Podcast Show. We out.
Blow it out your ass.
What?
I'm busted open with Sonny Kiss.
Yo, let's just close this.
And Sonny, it's fine.